Welcome to the Country Fried Outdoors Tasting Your Experience podcast. The podcast that will connect you to resources regionally and nationwide to engage them in open, honest discussions so that we can inspire the growth that you need to chase the experience you want. So strap yourself in because here we go.
Okay. So with that, based off of whatever your soil test is saying, is watch the pH in your soil. The pH is, I would say, one of the top priorities in the soil just to get the plot to where it needs. The pH plays such a huge factor in how much fertilizer it'll uptake, how much, moisture it's going to retain. The list goes on and on with what that symbolizes. So I would almost dare say, and I'm going to upset some people, but I would say lime is more important than fertilizer itself, because there is already nutrients in the ground. You just need to unlock them. And that's where the pH comes into play in the whole soil dynamic thing. So, yep. So I would monitor that like crazy to know how much lime they're recommending and, all that first. And then I would start thinking about fertilizers, because a lot of people don't know is, if you're, and I don't have the exact numbers off the top of my head, but if you have a pH of in the lower fives, like 5.5, 5.7, something like that, if you put down 100 pounds of fertilizer, only half of that is going to the plant. The other is just dispersing and being locked up in the soil or just going away in general. So that's how much that pH plays in effect of everything else down the line. So
Okay. That makes, and I wonder why lime would be important. I'm glad you answered that question because I've heard the discussion before. I truth be told, I don't do a lot of food plotting. I do here and there. But that's why I was kind of interested in this topic though. Like I would like to know a little bit more about it. And there are some people who do. There's people around me that do, that would be very interested in this. And lime was just one of those questions that it was always on my, I knew farmers use lime. I know people put lime down, but to be honest with you, I really didn't know why. I'm like, you just put lime down. So
you just did. Yep.
you just put it down. That's what you did. I don't know. But that makes total sense. And I guess that's where those testing, we would do your soil tests would be really important for you to keep up with too. How often,
100%.
how often should you do those? Once you've done your first one, how often would you recommend I do that?
They tell you to do it every year. Now, if you did it the first 2 years and you kind of know what you did and how much that adjusted, you kind of can get a good game plan on what the third year, fourth year is going to kind of be.
Okay.
Say you put 1,000 pounds of lime down and it adjusted the pH to, from 6 to 6.5 or something like that on the pH scale. You'll know, hey, if I put an additional down, this is approximately, it'll put me where I need to be next year. And I shouldn't necessarily need to do a soil test, but it kind of gives you a ballpark idea if you do it every year, 2 years, 3 years at the max. So
No, that makes total sense. I just want to throw that out there, what people, give kind of people an idea of what, they expect or what to look out for, how often they should probably be testing their soil then. There's probably some people that be crazy want to do it every month versus people want to do it every year. I don't know what the cost of soil testing is.
yeah, there is some people want to see what they just put down, and lime takes about, it all depends on the moisture and how fast it's breaking down and what kind of lime it is. I mean, like I said, that's a whole nother animal in itself in
Right.
that aspect. So, but
So
it takes time for it to break down. So,
yeah, the one of the things I've heard is that the lime really, this is probably just an old wives' tale or probably a myth that's out there, but I've heard that the lime you put down next year or this year doesn't really do anything for you until next year.
next year. Nope, that's true.
Okay.
It takes anywhere from 3 to 6 months ish. So,
Okay. All right.
yep.
Well,
And we're not talking about the crazy new liquid lime, the calcium stuff.
Okay.
It's not that. That's something on a different level. So, but I'm talking like pelletized or ag lime. So, yep.